It says a lot when a business owner, an entrepreneur, a risk taker engages themselves in a climate like this for the right reasons, because they're concerned about their business, they're concerned about their employees, they're concerned about their family and their community, and they want to make a statement, and they want to be able to say, look, you know, I have a stake in this thing. The decisions that Mary Jo Kilroy makes will impact my business, my livelihood, my community, my family. The decisions that the Obama administration makes will have a direct impact on whether or not I can hire and employ people and provide them with the benefits that they want and need for their families. I got this handed to me. Obamacare, it's a lemon. This reflects in a lot of respects what people are feeling across the country. In other words, they're finding ways to express what's inside of them when it comes to what the government is trying to do right now. And so whether you're talking about the minutia of H.R. 3200, or you're talking about the possibility of having this, that, or other provision in the bill, if you're talking about what the administration said back in April versus what it said in June versus what it says now, this is a reflection of town halls and tea parties and the concern many, many Americans like yourselves have about what's happening. What's particularly offensive to me, and I think to a lot of you, and certainly a lot of folks around the country, is that our government looks at your desire to engage, your desire to say, hey, I want this, or your desire to say, look, I'm concerned about ABC, or your desire to say, I want this in the bill, your desire to stand before the leadership that you elected and sent to Washington, that you elected and sent to the state capitol, and say, this is what I want. Why are you doing it this way? How much is it going to cost? Who's going to pay for it? Will it raise my taxes? Will it shut my business down? And to then have that leadership, when they're not on their cell phones, or they're not telling you to produce ID to prove that you should even be in the room before you ask the question, to have that leadership thumb their nose out at you, to me is nothing more than the arrogance of power. And what moments like this, I think, offer us is an opportunity to say to that leadership, I put you in that job, I'll take you out of it. All right. We've put together packages and submitted it to the Democrat leadership. 800 individual pieces of legislation or amendments to H.R. 3200 or other bills that they've introduced. Every last one of them have been rejected. So when they say that there's no bipartisanship because the Republicans won't play nice with us, they're lying. They're lying. It's hard to be bipartisan when you won't allow the opposition at the table to discuss the issues. It's hard to be bipartisan when the senior staffs aren't allowed in the room to help craft the legislation. It's hard to be bipartisan when the leadership of the opposition is not invited to participate in negotiating what the American people want. Don't fall asleep on this one. Don't get comfortable with it. It's complicated, yes. It's sometimes confusing, absolutely. But just know at the end of the day, the government is standing there waiting for you to do just that. Fall asleep, and it'll step right in. And when you wake up, you're going to have to report to some agency to find out whether or not you can get the pill that will stop the headache, that'll make you feel better. And that's not the healthcare system we want for this country. But you need to stay engaged, folks. You need to hammer home that you're watching, you're paying attention, and your expectation is they get it right. Otherwise, they should just stay in Washington and not come home until they do. Because this is too important.